What's going on, boys and girls? Or
we are so
that's
tan.
all that there is.
And it's
We're
weird.
just back from vacation. We're tan. We're a little drunk. Actually, she's probably more drunk than I am. She's pretty drunk. I'm just pissed because I just woke up from a nap, and for whatever reason,
I can't do anything right. Is what he's saying.
For whatever reason, whenever I wake up, I'm a very angry boy. She's more happy, and I just want to break somebody's neck. So it makes a pretty poor combination. I don't know why I wake up so angry. It's probably a medical condition I'm going to have to get looked at because I want to go into the military someday, and you have to wake up early every single day for that, and I'm going to kill somebody, rest assured, unless I get this looked at, because I wake up and I'm so fucking pissed every single day unless I'm waking up on my own account.
Is it the time, or is it because...
I just need a minute, and whenever someone's waking me up...
You don't need a minute, you need an hour and a half.
Well, whatever.
Maybe 2 hours.
Yep. So, you know what? This trailer may not strike the joy in my heart that it would for other people.
But since I'm drunk, I can play the part of the joy.
For both of us.
I'll try. This has a lot of pressure.
Let's just start with what you were doing before the event this evening. I was bribing a motorcycle cop. You were bribing a police officer. Indeed, not for the first time. And up until recently, you consulted for the LAPD. And you also claim that you're the devil. Was the devil. God now. Well, nearly. And how old would you say you are again? One time works very differently in hell, so...
He's just sensitive about his age. I mean, even I don't know the real number.
It's time for you to assume your place on Father's throne.
What's the rush? Becoming God is a big job. Maybe he doesn't want to go in half-cocked.
I should definitely be full-cocked. But I need your help.
That was a cool edit. It shot me like himself.
The world has no God. Clearly, I belong on his couch.
Lucifer, what is that?
That is my throne.
Maybe.
Something I can help you with?
Some random
Help me
bitch?
destroy Lucifer Morningstar?
Who the fuck is that?
The laws of nature are breaking down.
Comic character of this.
The apocalypse is near.
This is a comic book?
Yeah, based on a comic book.
Vacation in Colombia. Beautiful beaches, mountains of illicit drugs.
None of us know exactly how it's going to end. Relax, dude. He was like that when I found him.
He's alive. What the fuck? He's alive. Dan's alive.
Devil threat.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think twice about that.
I'm ready.
So make quite the entrance.
What the... Scooby-Doo?
Comic book, yeah, Scooby-Doo like the...
One mystery left to solve. The murder of Lucifer Morningstar.
I certainly did not see this coming.
Wow,
Okay.
September 10th, not too long.
I think
what did you think?
the thing that's sticking out to me the most right now is that I'm just fucking confused.
Man, I've wanted to make a complete video just on this topic, and the trailer it's Lucifer, right? I think it looks fine. So, just based off the stuff we can say about the trailer, Dan's alive. I'm not really too surprised that he comes back because apparently they had killed him off because they thought that this show was going to be ending.
I didn't really have a fair chance to be pissed off about it because I already knew it was coming because my mom spoiled it for me. But I think that I probably would have been pretty confused and upset and pissed off about it had I experienced it the way that it was supposed to be experienced, like a shock type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like even if you knew that he was going to die for the reasons that he actually did die, at the same time, I think most people these days would think like, oh, he's probably still going to come back some way because this is a supernatural TV show, you know?
Yeah, I saw that too, or not necessarily that he was going to come back, but I figured
We'd seen
that Lucifer being God would somehow change the rules and pull him out of hell and into heaven, like some kind of something like that.
Right. Especially since he got left with an unhappy fate with going to hell, you know.
Right.
So I think it's kind of weak that they spoiled. I mean, that they spoiled in the trailer, even though I'm sure everybody knew he was coming back, but still, at least in that way, they didn't really make it significant. It was just kind of silly the way he was thrown in the trailer like that. I don't really care for that. If we're just doing a general trailer review,
I'm 50-50 here. I don't know.
I like the way the trailer starts out though, with Lucifer talking about bribing the cops or whatever, because that's the way the first episode starts out, right? With him, I don't know, having his run-in with the cops. Or at least I remember there was this one first teaser that they had for the final trailer where Lucifer was talking, or it paid some type of homage to his first scene in the first episode. So I like that.
Yeah, I would have no clue about that if it worked for him.
I apologize. This is my last night in LA.
Yeah, I like that. That was cool. There's a clip, maybe I'll put it in here, that they did for like Comic-Con where they were teasing this final trailer. But you know, I was going to make it into a video on itself, but I guess I'll just put it in here. Do I think Lucifer is as good of a show as people make it out to be? Unpopular opinion, of course, but no, I absolutely do not.
But that's a personal thing that you struggle with already. He doesn't do well with the whole
it's not
minimal plot per episode.
I would say it's not even that. I've come to like some shows. The show I'm watching right now, The Shield, is like that, where it's like Lucifer. It's a cop show, and they do a case-to-case each episode, but they kind of make the case work in a way, in a less, I guess, not so unsubtle way as what Lucifer does. Lucifer does a very almost annoying thing where it's like, no way, I don't care if he's not a human or not, where he's that stupid, where he'll be like, you know, I'm just trying to, this bottle over here is white, right? It's white, and Chloe really likes white, so I'm gonna start drinking a bunch of these in front of Chloe, and maybe she'll like me because this bottle is white. It's just so silly. It's like, no, it doesn't work. Lucifer relates like everything that's happening in his case to his personal life, which is so cringy. It's I don't know if it's cringy. It's just so silly, over the top sometimes. But it's not even the fact that the plot of the cases relate so personally to Lucifer, or the fact that the cases are so disconnected from the main plot. It's the fact that the main plot, I feel like, is so kind of messy too, kind of run by the mill each season. You know what, we're gonna kind of do this, and it's really maybe gonna lead to this. I don't really feel like through the seasons there's really been much development at all for the characters. I mean, as much as you would expect for a show that's had a 5-season run, or as much as you would like to see. I feel like it's kind of stayed mostly the same, or went somewhere and then came back within an episode or two. You know, it's a fun show to watch, but it's not living up to its potential, especially with the I don't know, the fun plot and premise that it has.
I mean, I can agree with that.
It's a fun show, but it's not as good as it could be.
And I think that it's really carried mostly by Tom Ellis's charisma in himself as an actor and as a person, as a performer or whatever. I think that it's, if it were a different actor, the show would not be rated as highly. And if he weren't attractive, I know that a lot of women find him extremely attractive, and I do too. He's a handsome man. He has a great personality. He's really good at acting. Some of the scenes are a little iffy, where he's like showing his ass all the time, like literally, not being a fool. I mean, literally showing his butt cheeks.
It's definitely a whole lot of fucking fun when it comes on, but I just watch it and I'm like, man, it could be better. Like, what am I trying to say? They need to give they need to give more answers, I think, is what it comes down to.
I agree with that.
They hold back, and I think the reason they hold back is because they're like, okay, we could end the season here, but we still got people that are so willing to watch. We could definitely drag it out
another season,
more seasons, so we're gonna hold back, you know. And it's just like it leaves you asking the same questions, wanting the same answers, or wanting just more every single season. But you know what? This season will probably be amazing. It'll probably be the best one. You know why?
Fingers crossed.
Because it's kind of, and not that any season has been bad. It's all just held so steady. But
It's
nothing's
been like-
ever went like this.
It's been like
you know?
2 notches above the good line. Like, it's better than good, but only because the actors are good. I think the girl who plays Chloe does good. I think that
she
Lucifer does good. And I think that Dan does good. And my other favorite, who probably goes unrecognized, is the Hispanic girl. What's her name? I can't think of her name right now.
She was in George Lopez.
I think she's awesome in her own way.
Ella.
Because
Ella's
they
her name.
because they always bring her in as this religious character who sometimes, questions her Christianity or whatever. I think it's really interesting to see that in Lucifer being the fucking devil, comforting her and telling her, like, what you're doing is good and stuff. I think it's interesting to see, but
yeah, I think they're ruining Chloe's character a little bit, though, unfortunately, because I think she's becoming a little bit
simp.
too...
She's becoming
much
a
for
fucking
Lucifer.
simp for Lucifer.
And that was why I liked her in the beginning, because she still, had that fine line. I'm not talking about like a, whole fucking woman power character, she just had the fine line in between, you know what I mean? But now whenever Lucifer's around, she's just like... You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think Lucifer is overall overrated.
They get carried a lot by their actors.
I think it comes down to it's a very one-trick pony. They found something that works with the audience with it, and they're just very comfortable with staying with that baseline.
I was saying, like, well, what about what happened like four episodes ago? Like, they're just now just barely addressing it. Like, it wasn't like anything that could have been progressed significantly over the past 3 episodes. It was like, we'll just give you a hint that we're gonna get to it eventually. Like, it was kind of rough for me.
So it's just an okay show. It's fine, but for me, for it to elevate to that great show, which it has the potential to do, it's just not there. And I thought at one time when I first started watching it could get there, but no, I don't think so.
Yeah, this is really something that I recommend to people who like horror but are not like avid horror fans who watch it all the time. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't recommend to somebody who like is in love with horror movies or stuff, but somebody who like is slightly interested in it. I'll tell them, like, sure, because you're used to watching like NCIS when it comes on 8 hours a day. Watch this.
I would recommend
it's pretty
this
good.
to like any like 40-year-old mom at home, because they're gonna love like Tom Ellis. They're just gonna love it for that, and I think that's a lot of where the main popularity comes from. I mean, it's still. It
kind of opens your eyes a little bit too, because in a lot of the scenarios, I mean, I don't know much about the Bible. I don't think that you do either. But this is pretty not historically, but religiously accurate.
It's a cool spin on it.
It's pretty cool to learn the stories and maybe have a little twist on it. Like, even, I don't think they say it directly in the Bible. I'm 99.9% sure, that everybody kind of put the negative connotation on Lucifer, even though he wasn't really like that. He just kind of like, disobeyed God a few times and they sent him to hell or whatever. Right. Maybe it could be like that. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. But it was kind of just interesting to watch just from the beginning. But I would say throughout the episodes that it got progressively worse. Not for quality or acting, but it was just like the plot. We were begging for more plot, and they were giving us more mediocre comedy that it's nice. It's nice to fill in the gaps.
Can do it.
It's nice to fill in the gaps, but we weren't asking for gaps anymore. We wanted big answers, especially now that the final season is coming up. So I hope that they really do answer all the questions that we're wondering.
Or more likely that we're going to get through like half of this season, and then it's going to come out like an article like, oh, there's actually another season. We didn't do it. Yeah, and that's kind of frustrating too. I don't know where the comic ends. I don't know where the line draws, where they're following the comic versus not. I didn't want to go read the comics at some point, but
I think you should.
But it got to a point where I was watching the show and I was like, I don't really think I care to read this comic. It's just like, I would imagine it's better than the show in the way of what I'm looking for. It feels a little bit, sometimes for sure, like they write it episode to episode, I think.
Definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's it for the Lucifer trailer reaction. and kind of a little bit of, I know it sucks to, I'm sure if you're clicking on this for the trailer reaction, you're probably a fan of Lucifer, most likely, and I think we kind of...
we are too.
hating on a little bit, and we are. It's just,
in the end.
We just, have our opinions on how it could have been better or how it didn't meet our expectations. But, it's still a good...
In the end,
watch.
there are other shows that do it better, and this is just...
I just don't think it deserves the popularity it gets, I guess.
Well, it's because I think that the majority of people who watch this aren't in it for the supernatural element or the storyline between the angels and demons and stuff. They're more in it of the whole police show and Tom Ellis and stuff like that. Which is something that we struggle with because we like the whole supernatural thing, and we like
that police show shit. Though I know I can just sit and I can not listen really or pay attention for most of it, and it won't matter because it's not going to get
right. You can watch season 1 and season 7, and you won't be lost at all. Like you just, it's an episode by episode type thing, like you were saying.
As far as upcoming videos for the channel, I thought about doing like story videos, like of how we met and things like that. Kind of bring the channel back to its original roots. I thought that would be fun, for more me and her stuff versus just me doing videos and that. And as far as videos for me, you got Walking Dead new season coming at the end of this week. Looking forward to that. So if you want to see that,
I don't watch Walking Dead, so you'll have to keep up with him about it. I told him that I would, but it'll take me 2 years to get through all them fucking seasons, honestly.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Oh god.
She likes Supernatural. She still hasn't even seen all of that, and she put me onto that show, and I've watched all of it. But anyway, guys, so thank you for watching. Got a shit ton of footage to edit through.
Sorry.
And we'll see you in the next one.